Reignite Your Intuition, the show to grow your intuitive self. This is the episode where I talk about how to try new stuff and what can support you to face it easier. My name is Angela and I'm your host of the show and a highly intuitive person by birth who never lost her connection. I am the expert in supporting you, regaining your intuition and living a fulfilled life and a much easier life as well. Trusting fully your intuition takes time and is a very individual process. I share with you my knowledge and strategies I have developed to support yourself on a daily basis in any situation. By signing up to my freebie, you can support yourself to connect with your intuition. Go to angelahack.com, choose podcast in English. I don't talk much about my private life, like my actual private life, as it's called private life. But now, when this podcast is released, I will be doing something crazy. I'm pretty sure it's fun as well, but it's also crazy. And I'm doing it because someone very dearly to me invited me to go ice fishing. And I must admit, the moment when the question was popped up to me, I was like, wait a second, ice fishing? Are we talking about a weekend or a day? And then when the answer came a day, I was like, oh yeah, then I'm into it. Because a weekend on a freezing ice and in the evening, you hang out with those people and no, I wasn't into that one. But I was totally into one day. Why? If that's one day on the ice, means we are on top of a lake, right? A frozen lake up in the mountains. Remember Switzerland? Cold? Woo. And it depends on the weather. It can be a sunshine bright day and you probably even sit on the ice with a t-shirt. Well, I won't, but some people do. I just, if I see snow, I kind of freeze partially, no matter how hot it is. And it can be super, super cloudy and even snowing a little bit. If it's a tiny bit, we still can go. If it's too much, we won't be on the ice. And I was like, for one day, that's fine, because then I can drive home. And from there, I can go further. But when I'm stuck up there a whole weekend, what if I don't like it at all? Lucky me, I got invited by someone who knows what's happening with all the details and has to be brought into the water and how to catch the fish. And I started to know how to catch the fish. And I must admit, my biggest stress is not to hurt it too much. I'm well aware of the fact that the moment when the fish bites, it does hurt the fish. But it really depends on the technique, how you treat the animal, to make sure that it's not much in pain or not long in pain. And that's my biggest fear. I don't want to hurt it too much. I know I hurt it quickly, but I want to make sure that it's not hurting for a long time. And that's why I'm very insecure on certain things. And I'm grateful to be surrounded by people who know what they do, because it stresses me. So anyway, I will try something totally new. Ice fishing is something I've never done before. I actually probably would have never imagined to do so, because if I ever can fly to Rovaniemi, which is in Finland, where Santa Claus is at home, I want to go husky riding, sledging, whatever, because I've been with huskies once and I never forget this experience. That was so fascinating. But I would rather go with the huskies and the others go ice fishing. So I never expected me to do something like that. But I decided I have the chance to do it, and I'll do it. But what I need personally, if I do things that I have no clue about, I do need a little security on what's going on. And that's how I function. I love to try new stuff. I am very curious. And that's what I think you should be all the time. Be curious how you can learn new stuff, how you can support yourself in doing new stuff and bringing in new stuff. Please do so. And it's so important to do that, because it's important for you. Your horizon becomes much bigger, and what else happens is your ego is not becoming smaller, but it is becoming focused on what really matters. Like, things that you try out can be okay without stressing you, and that's something that you just have to learn, you know. So if you do all the time new things, prepare it the way it works for you the best. And this is the point, you know, like, you have to make sure that you feel safe when you get there. And that's why I am someone who has to be pre-informed. I know I have to rent some stuff because I'm not gonna buy fishing equipment. What for? I mean, hello. But what I did buy was a snowsuit, because I need a snowsuit anyways, and I needed a new one long time ago because I go sledging. I go up in the mountains in the winter, blah, 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 blah. I just love it. So I need it because I don't want to freeze. Nope, that's not an option. So I'm someone who needs to be as prepared as she can be, to feel as safe as she can be, and to feel as good as she can be. And then dive into it and trust the person who takes you with them, the person who is a pro in what he's doing or she's doing. That doesn't matter. Someone you really trust by heart. Not one of these drunk ideas like, yeah, whatever, let's do that, boom, and then you're in the next wall. Do it because you trust the person by heart and it makes you curious. Honestly, I don't care that much about catching a fish. Okay, I do care that I get one fish and make a picture with it, like, yes, I did it. You know, okay, just, you know, because I'd love to. But this feeling of stepping on a lake that's frozen. I mean, who tells me that this ice is going to hold me? And that's what's really the big step for me. So trying new stuff sometimes means to really react differently and to face things. And I feel very safe on water because I know I am carried and I'm very connected. And when I was sailing through the Indian Ocean, I felt safe. But with ice, I remember when I started diving, I unfortunately couldn't go further health-wise with diving back then. I always wanted to go ice diving. But as a matter of fact, if I break in, what do I do? And that's how my brain works, by the way. You can hear the ping pong in this whole podcast. That's how I function. So I'm like, okay, if I break into the ice, my brother said you have to let a little bit of air out and you have to follow the bubbles. That's where top is. Because you cannot always follow the light because under the ice it's dark. And then where to find the hole and such and such and such and such. And I can play Armageddon and ping pong in the same time. It's just amazing. So it's so irritating, but it's fun. So what I want to make sure is try new stuff. And don't be ashamed to say it's not my thing to do. And don't be ashamed to say, I don't want to go if it's something that you're absolutely against. I'm not saying try everything. I'm saying try it in general. And don't listen to what others say. Maybe for you, it might be super silly, and for someone else, it's the biggest thing in the world. Or someone hated it, and the other person thinks that's awesome. Just make what your heart tells you. That's the main thing. Jump in with your heart. And if it has something to do that maybe the weather can be good or bad, get the clothes. Your friends for sure can borrow your clothes. To make sure that you feel warm, to make sure that you feel safe, to make sure that you feel whatever. But try new things. This is what lets you grow. 9 years of school are good. But every year of a lifetime is the better university than 1 year at school, if you ask me. So make sure, try new stuff. Whatever your heart feels like, try it. Please do so. I think that's awesome. It lets you grow stronger within yourself, and it lets you grow stronger within your personality, your heart, and your connection to yourself. Well, I will let you know how it was. I don't know when, but I will definitely do so. Have a marvelous day, and I go ice fishing. Bye! Are you ready for reignition? Yes? Then go to angelahack.com podcast and sign up for the freebie with the link. Or just go to angelahack.com and on the front page you'll find a free call with me for 30 minutes to make sure that you grow within yourself and your intuition. Thank you for listening to Reignite Your Intuition. If you like my podcast, come back. Tell friends, share it, and hey, that you don't have to come back, make sure you sign up and it will be with you every week once. Have a great day.